this is Cook Like a Caveman. Hi, I'm Larry. Continuing the pork trend that we have in today's shooting, you could be watching this in any order. Please, by all means, watch my other videos, how to cut a chicken, how to cook a pork roast, and whatnot. Today, we're continuing the pork trend. What we're going to do is we're going to make country ham. Now, we're nowhere near cooking it for dinner, but we're getting it ready. We're using a boneless pork, which I've done in another video. The link will be in the show notes below, so you can watch this video. And country ham is it's a North American variation of cured ham, the prosciuttos, the serrano hams, and specks. And I got this recipe from the Salt Cure Pig, which I believe originates from the University of Kentucky. Now, it uses a 100-pound mix for 100 pounds. Well, I don't need 100 pounds worth of mix. I only need enough for this ham, which is maybe 15 pounds. So I'm going to base it on 1 kilo of sea salt. So here's sea salt. Sea salt! And it has a 4-to-1 ratio of salt to sugar. I'm using brown sugar here. So for 1 kilo, I need 250 grams. And I'm just going to weigh this out. And this is just, brown sugar that you buy in the baking aisle at the grocery store. And there we go. 252, just a little bit over, but I'm sure that's not a bad thing. To it, we're going to add 1 kilo of sea salt. And what we'll do is we'll tear the scale. And I'm also going to add 50 grams of paprika. Paprika is not hot, if that's what some of my assistants are wondering. It's a pepper that was generally started in Hungary that they've dry cured. So I'll mix this up a little bit. It also says you can add black pepper, white pepper, any sort of other seasoning. I'm going to add a little bit of onion powder and garlic powder to it because I like that. So, and what we get is this rub. It's basically what we're making here is a rub. This is not it's kind of similar to the rub I use for ribs and pulled pork, just different. So we got some onion powder here. I'll add about, I don't know, 15 grams. If I can open it, there we go. And there we go. And there's that. That's my paprika. We have garlic powder. So here's my rub, my normal rub for my pulled pork. And this is using fine sea salt, and this is coarse sea salt. And I think that the coarse sea salt might be better for the drying because it's got more texture to it, so it'll score the mussels a little bit on a somewhat microscopic level so that the salt will penetrate in better. When I go to change the salt in a few days, what I think I'll do is I'll go to a fine sea salt and see how that works. And there we go. So, sea salt, brown sugar, onion powder, garlic powder. They're all spices and flavors that everyone that I know likes. So this should be a winner for the ham. So do I have an empty bucket? No, I don't. Okay, so here's our ham. You've seen in a previous episode where I boned this out, semi-boned this out. I still have a small bone right here. It's going to help in holding it up while it hangs to dry. So what I'll do is I will give this a bit more of a mix in here. And I'll take about 1/3 of it and I'll spread it on the bottom of the bucket. And I think one thing I've just learned is that if I'm going to make a rub, which is what this is, that maybe the fine sea salt would have been the better choice. But you know what? This is the first time I've tried it. This is the first time you've watched me try this. So we live and learn. So I'm going to take about 1/3. Seems about right. Put it on the bottom. And in goes the ham. And I'm going to rotate it around a bit.
Smells good.
That smells incredible. If only smell-o-vision was invented, right, people?
Like that one, like, Spy Kids movie where, like, it was the scratch thing. That was gross.
And what we'll do is we'll put a little more around it. And so it's Sunday today. So Friday what I'll do is I'll go back and I will redress this. And if you see my other video where I made prosciutto and spicy prosciutino, I'll redress them and then wait another 4 or 5 days, and then I'm going to hang them. Now this is only going to be hung about 7 weeks, at which point I'm going to figure out a way to smoke it without a smoker, and then it'll be ready for Easter. So there you have it. The first step of country ham. Now you can substitute your whatever sugar you like. It doesn't need to be brown sugar. It could be white sugar. Try honey. Try molasses. Try anything that's sweet. Try carrots. Sugar beets. Put that in it. Experiment with this. There's no rule book when it comes to cooking. You should experiment. You should reestablish that relationship with your food. And like I always say, I'm Larry. This is Cooking Like a Caveman. And if a caveman can do it, you can do it. We'll see you again.